This show is part of the RetroZap.com podcast network.
Now, prepare yourselves for Starships, Sabers, and Scoundrels Special Edition.
This is so wizard.
You feeling me, Hunter's Wizard? Oh, I was just stepping to you, girl, with my intellectual wizard politics.
I am an enchanter.
Wizards only. Fools. Wizards rule.
There are some who call me Tim.
Greetings, Tim the Enchanter.
Nope. Wizards only. Wizards only, fools.
Hello there, Scoundrels. Welcome to a special edition of That's So Wizard. And we are pleased to announce that That's So Wizard will be a monthly special edition from now on. So I am joined by my amazing co-hosts tonight, Dennis Keithley and the Dark Lord of the Shtick, Darth Taxis. So thanks for joining me tonight, guys. How are we doing?
Pretty good.
Doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. How about you, Taxis? How are you doing tonight?
I got some new chewing gum. I hope everybody out there hears it.
Ew, seriously? That is so gross.
Yeah, That's So Wizard. Today, whenever you're listening to us, we're just happy that you guys are joining us today. So if you've been listening to the show, you know that That's So Wizard is a monthly rundown of Star Wars fashion and lifestyle product news from all corners of the galaxy. And there's just so much stuff out there that's why we decided to make this a special Scoundrels edition in addition to our regularly scheduled episodes. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you joined us on the last special edition of That's a Wizard, you know that we did a back to school rundown of a lot of different products that are out there. So I've chosen some products to tempt the tailgater in your life and spotlight those sports fans out there.
Sports.
And I know, Dennis, for sure, you are a huge sports fan, right?
Oh, absolutely. I follow pretty much these days.
Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite sport?
Right now it'd be football, and hockey would be a close second.
Sports.
Oh, yeah. And we're kind of in that magic zone right now of the year, I feel like, where we've still got baseball, and we're getting closer to October, so we're getting closer to the World Series. All the football's starting back up again. American football, of course. So we've got the NFL, all the footballs. We've got the NFL. We've got all the college football, all that great stuff. And then, like you said, hockey is getting ready to start up. So I mean, it's just this is like a magical time of the year. Tax, what about you?
Well, I'm glad you asked me because I am a man. And I, too, like sports.
I'm a man! I'm 40!
But my favorite sport is the most dangerous game, which Dennis never admits that he goes to do once a year. He calls it his archery tournament. But we all know what you're doing up there, buddy.
That is definitely a sport. Well, Dennis, what do you have to say about that?
The only sport that I actually really participate in these days is archery. I do some running, but that is more of an activity than it is a sport. And I don't hunt anything, but it is a fun way to get out and get some exercise and do some stuff.
You know what you should do?
Absolutely.
You should start running and then shoot arrows while you're running.
That is the thing.
That's a little dangerous, especially with my bow.
Well, I know. That's why you gotta have a few beers first.
But isn't that called steeplechase? Isn't there an actual Olympic sport? Anyways, but Dennis, you did just sign up for a race. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm going to do the Rival Run weekend at Disney World, which is actually the weekend before Celebration.
Wow.
And I'm actually combining that with the virtual half marathon for what they call the Kessel Challenge.
Oh, good for you, man.
So I'll be doing the virtual half sometime the beginning of 2019, and then that weekend in April, I'll be doing a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon. So lots of training ahead in my future.
Good for you. I really take my hat off to you, and hopefully you'll have enough energy for Celebration at that point.
Oh, I think I'll be okay.
I think you will ttle Shall we jump in, guys?
Let's do it.
You know what? Before I really jump into our main topic, there's something really cool I want to focus on first. A little bit of breaking news in the bridal world. So, Scoundrels, if you listen to our most No, not that kind of bridle. No, this is the BRIDAL, not the BRIDLE. Although I guess you're reining someone in both instances if you really want to look at it that way. But anyway, so if you've ever dreamed of taking your forever vows wearing Padme's wedding dress, your dreams can soon come true.
I have.
I know, haven't we all? So launching this month at www.padmeweddingdress.com, you can order a custom bridal gown inspired by the amazing gown seen worn by Padme in Attack of the Clones.
Oh.
So this came straight from one of my favorite fashion websites, the Kessel Runway. And I quote, Padme's wedding dress from Attack of the Clones is the only wedding dress seen in the Star Wars films and is known for its intricate detail, beautiful fabrics, and embellishments.
Wow.
The website will offer one of the most accurate Padme wedding dress replicas, and each one is individually handmade in the USA. So this is really neat, and it's got the look of the dress. It's the gown with the intricate design down the front that is carefully set by hand, a flowing bell train in the back, followed by an overland top made from a gorgeous regal lace, a capelet wrapping the shoulders, and a veil decorated with blossoms and hand-sewn beaded flowers. So this is pretty amazing. And the website itself actually launches, like I said, this month, sometime in September. And you can sign up for their newsletter, and we'll put that in the show notes to be one of the first to know when it goes live.
Right.
So this is pretty big, because this is something that I know, had it been available when I was, taking my Nupa tools, that I might have considered something like this. So it's pretty close to.
Yeah, it's a very pretty dress. Yeah, it's looks fantastic, and if you really wanted to go the Padme route, that is the way to go.
Absolutely. But then you'd have to have your groom with a fake hand. But
I hadn't thought of that. Yeah,
creepy.
So is a capelet a female cape?
Kind of. A capelet is more like a shawl type thing, so it's more of a half cape. So it's not like a full cape, like a Darth Vader cape type thing. So this one just goes down about mid waist, I would say, is where it falls.
Okay.
But little side note, I actually got to see the original Padme wedding dress, the real one, a couple summers ago when I went to the Power of Costume display at Times Square in New York City.
I was so jealous because I barely missed that, and I remember you doing that.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that was insanely amazing. And I took so many pictures while we were there, and so many, up close zoom in type of pictures, because I am such a textiles freak, because of course, I teach sewing and I'm into the design aspect of everything. And it is pretty close. I mean, it doesn't have quite as much beading. There's more lace, especially on the top part of it where the veil would be, over the head, and, down the sides and that type of thing. And, of course, I mean, you're talking about something that's going to be offered for the general public, as opposed to something that Trisha Beggar had, developed and sewn with her team. So you're not going to get exactly, it's not what they call, 100% accurate, but it's pretty darn close.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no word on how much this is going to cost yet. But once the website goes live, and I assume probably there may be some additional cost for, depending on where you want it shipped and how soon you want it, and possibly different sizes, because there's different amounts of material and that type of thing. So just keep your eye open, Scoundrels. And if you know anybody that's interested in something like this, now you know that it actually exists. So pretty cool. So now that we're over that, we can jump in to the sports fan in all of us.
Sports.
And the crowd goes wild. So there's a couple websites that I found that have so much stuff. It's almost a one-stop shop for all of your sports needs. And of course, the coolest thing about it is that it's all Star Wars. They have a whole Star Wars section, I should say, and it's fanatics.com. So if you go to the link in our show notes, you will see all of the barrage of items that you can actually get. So they have every branded athletic team's logos and designs for just about every sport out there, even NASCAR. So, if you have those turning left fans in your life, then, you can always get them some stuff too. So the t-shirts, there's tons of different designs, and they're anywhere between like $25, $35, sweatshirts around $70, and they have free shipping orders over $29. So they have different size fits, men's, women's fits available for different things. So there's like a V-neck for the ladies, a little bit more of a tailored fit that way. And they have hats, like the snapback hats for $30. But there's a lot of really cool designs. Like there's one, it says "The Force is strong with us," and it's got Yoda on it. You can get it in all your different, baseball teams and so on and so forth. And of course, I picked one out for those Cleveland Indian fans out there. Oh, sorry, that's the dog pound. I'm mixing my metaphors here, but
so how are the Indians doing? Did they? Are they?
We are doing very well.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks for rubbing that in.
Yeah, and the Browns didn't lose last week. Which
they didn't exactly win.
Dennis, it's a step forward, okay?
It is. It's been like 264 days or something like that. It was a really good game. Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, there is a new hope in Cleveland.
Nice.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I'm telling you what. So there's a Never Tell Me the Odds t-shirt with Han Solo on it with the Cleveland logo. There's also, Washington Capitals. Again, Boston Red Sox, St. Louis Blues, all this stuff. We own the Galaxy. There's Wookiee of the Year.
What? That's funny. That is so funny.
Chewy on it. And I picked this one out for you guys. It's a Dallas Cowboys women's, Leia's, Rebels Star Wars. So it's a ladies fit, and it has Leia, and it says Rebels, but it has the Dallas Star.
Well, I believe that this is going to present our brand to ladies in the Star Wars in a new way now. It'll be offered in our shop next to all the artwork in the stadium.
I have a small problem with that one, is that my wife is from the division rival, is a sport of the division rival Philadelphia Eagles. And so if I got her anything to do with the Cowboys, I'm pretty sure we'd have some serious marital problems going on.
You might actually find one that says...
Peter, I hear what you're saying, and I've had my attorneys drop divorce letters for you so that you can wear nurse dad and, okay, in sports.
Not getting rid of 20 years of marriage over a Cowboys t-shirt. But with that said, the St. Louis Blues Fanatics branded sweatshirt, I'm from St. Louis, and the Blues are one of my two favorite teams in all sports. So that one's pretty cool. That appeals to me.
Wow. Now, see, that was the force at work because I didn't even know that. I just randomly picked that one.
Oh, you did a good job.
Wow. Hey, look at that. But yeah, I'm sure that they have, you can basically tailor these to any team. So you might be able to get the Eagles with Rebels on it and then, the Eagles logo. So, I mean, I'm sure it's transferable. There's tons of different designs. So it's not just one team specific but I just picked out a few, here and there. But yeah, if you go to that fanatics.com, there's tons. I pulled out a Chicago Bulls snapback adjustable hat to show the Bears. And then we've got the deluxe flags, that people put, especially at beach houses. That's really popular. People put those out on their balconies or on their porches. And this one that I picked out for the Cavaliers, of course, Cleveland. Join us now, the Cleveland Empire. So it has the Cavs logo and then Darth Vader. And like I said, they have tons of different ones. There's one, you underestimate the power of the Arkansas Razorback.
Okay, so I got one of those for the Cowboys.
Not this season.
A few years ago. Yeah, right. I got one of those for the Cowboys a couple years ago because I have a really nice flagpole.
Whoa.
Yes, and that's not even a humble brag. I'm just bragging. And I was going to put it out there, but the Lady Taxes has basically, she's filed papers on me to stop and cease and desist any action involving me putting a Cowboy/Star Wars flag up for all the neighbors to see. So,
aw, that's unfortunate.
I have also offered Darth Taxes some papers for divorce, and but he will
Oh,
still have to
no.
pay, sports.
Well, do you have a man cave? You can always put it in your man cave. So it's not public, but
I have a man hallway.
Oh, there you go.
Does that work?
Sure, you got a little space,
Yeah.
so it works. Yeah, but I did pick out the Bears with BB-8. So there is one. It's a single-sided house banner. So yeah, there's tons of different flags, and you can fly them any way you want to, or put them in your man hallway, or whatever.
See, you did well, because the Bears are my team. So
Look at that.
yeah, you didn't even know it. Good job.
What? I didn't. Well, how about NASCAR? Do you guys
I'm
watch
extremely
NASCAR?
jealous right now of the fact that you're like appeasing Dennis much more than me. So I'm just
I
going to say
had
that.
it was the will of the force. I'm telling you, because I just picked these out randomly.
Well,
But
you better pick my
are you
favorite
guys
NASCAR driver.
fans?
So here we go.
Well, there's Let the Wookiee Win, and you underestimate the power of NASCAR. Can coolers. What do they call those? Koozies?
Yes,
They're like
Jay.
koozies?
Koozies. Good job.
I don't know what the heck they're
I'm
called.
just playing.
They're like those styrofoam things, to keep your cans from sweating
Yes.
for your soda.
I call them dog
But,
chew toys. So
Yeah, that too. But they have like all teams. There's a Dallas Mavericks one that I'm looking at right now that has like Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, Yoda, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
You can get decals for your car. So I saw a Wisconsin Badgers. Come to the Badgers side.
Wisconsin?
Yeah, Wisconsin. And then
with pop-
there's there's these straw tumblers, those insulated type tumblers with the straw that comes with them.
Yeah.
And so there's a 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers. That's like $14.99. And there's even pennants. So if you really have a very small
Like for
place in your hallway.
Catholics?
There's not that type of pennant. Not pennants, pennants.
Ah, okay.
So then we also have Pittsburgh Pirates, which I love, and Pittsburgh Penguins, which I love even more.
Okay.
Strap bottle openers.
Oh. So what does that
So
do? A strap?
You don't lose them. You can like hook them onto stuff and you're good to go. Right?
Yes.
And those are only $8. Those are only $8.
That's not
Because you
bad.
gotta have your bottle openers, right?
I applaud the Pittsburgh Penguins, by the way. So, yes.
You what about the Penguins?
I applaud them. They're a great team.
You should.
Historically.
I'm
just saying,
And you know who one of my favorite players is? Can you guess?
Sean Finch.
Dennis, can you guess?
Your favorite player is in the Penguins? Sidney
One of
Crosby?
them. Nope, Phil Kessel.
Phil Kessel, really?
Oh, Phil
yeah.
Kessel run.
I actually have a Kessel jersey T-shirt
Because of the Kessel run.
Because Phil Kessel is amazing too.
And-
It's just a win-win.
I forgot he was on that team, to be honest.
Shaw, he is. All right, so that's all your Fanatics website, guys. So if you love sports, you got to check them out because there's actually some really good sales going on right now too. That you can get stuff for as cheap as like $4 all the way up to some of the more expensive items too. So do you like to play cornhole?
I don't know. It depends if the safe word is set or not.
But I don't know. Is cornhole big around you guys? Like, is it big in Texas?
Maybe you should rethink the way you just asked us that question, Jay.
Okay. Is the game of playing cornhole popular in Texas?
Dennis?
There are plenty of people that play cornhole while they're tailgating around football games here in Texas. So, yes.
Okay, so the answer is yes, because I know it is immensely popular in Ohio. We're talking cookouts, tailgates, parties, picnics, you name it. Everybody has cornhole sets. Whoa. So if you go to Etsy, there's a seller called PLX Wood, and they have custom Star Wars cornhole sets for sale for $179.99. And you have your choice of solid or two-tone cornhole bags. So you can either get like a solid color, or you can get them, like gray on one side, blue on the other side, however you want to get them. They are made from a premium exterior enamel, cabinet grade plywood.
Oh.
And the bags are made from a premium grade 2x4 duck cloth.
Ooh.
So they have UV resistant vinyls and a superior scratch resistant sealant. And these things are really, really cool. If you go to that Etsy store and you check these out, you put both of the cornhole boards together side by side, and it creates a nice montage of like the Death Star with X-Wings and Star Destroyers and TIE Fighters, and it's really cool. And so, you know, a lot of people, I know cornhole sets around here, $180 might sound like a lot, but for a good set, it's really not.
Man.
Because there's some really cheapy ones out there.
Yeah. The UV coating is important on that as well.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the type of thing, even with that UV coating, you'd want to bring it in when you're not using it, simply because the other weather can deteriorate, something like that. But if you're going to be out doing a lot of tailgating, especially like around a college football game or something like that, you're going to be out in the sun quite a bit. So that will help preserve the quality of the art. And because I've seen a lot of these, it's going to get beat up over time when you're throwing things at it constantly, and if you're hauling around in a truck or whatever it is. But just that little bit of added protection will go a long way.
So to our friends overseas,
absolutely.
why don't you describe what cornhole actually is? Instead of my double entendre laughing in the background.
Absolutely. So it's basically a backyard game where you have two boards that are placed on a slight angle, and it's an inclined angle, and there is a hole at one end of the board. So it's on the inclined side. And so you place the boards a certain distance apart from each other, and you have two teams, or two people can play, and you have your teams or your whoever's playing against each other stand on either side of their cornhole, and you throw these little bean bags to the opposite board.
And the beanbag is?
The beanbag is basically a duck cloth canvas type square bag.
It's a sack with a lot of little beans in it.
Yeah, so it has like soybeans. Some people put rice in theirs. Like I've made homemade cornhole bags for people before because, you know, their bags fall apart because they use really cheap, you know, cotton or something like that instead.
I never knew this dimension to you, Jay.
Yeah. Well, the duck cloth is a much heavier type canvas cloth, and it uses a different type of fabric weave.
Right.
So it's a lot more sturdy. So it's the kind of stuff that's actually used in like sails for sailboats and that type of thing. So heavy duty type fabric. Duck cloth a lot of times is also treated with some sort of fabric preserver, such as like a water resistant, stain resistant kind of thing as well. Okay. So they just really, really hold up a lot better. So that was one of the things, like when I was looking at this with that duck cloth, that I was like, oh, okay, so that's a pretty good cornhole bag. That's not just going to fall apart on you. But basically when you throw the bean bag towards the hole, you get points. So if you get a certain number of points for how, like if your cornhole bag goes directly into the hole, you get 3 points. If you knock the bag into the hole with a different bag, you get points. So there's just like a whole scoring system. And I know that some people use house rules, just like for Monopoly.
Right.
So, you know, they might change the scoring system up or whatever. But I know there's like huge tournaments even in Ohio. They have cornhole tournaments out here.
Wow, really?
So yeah, it's pretty major. I've played, several times, like at your everyday like graduation party or picnic
you're
or
just a
whatever.
Cornholer, right?
I am a casual cornholer.
Yeah,
I am nowhere near.
You're just in the
professional status.
experimenting phase right now. That's what you're doing, right?
I am a professional cornhole bag fixer upper.
Well, okay.
So
do they have a cornhole magazine like a frisbee golf magazine?
I do not know,
okay.
but I saw your post,
okay.
And I'm sure there probably is, because there's magazines for pretty much every interest out there, I feel like.
And I just have to say, listeners, if you're looking for a job, just keep in mind, there's a publication that devotes itself to frisbee golf. So people are employed doing things that I never even dreamed of. Anyway, back to cornholing.
So you just learned a whole bunch about cornhole that you might not have wanted to know, but you heard it here, Scoundrels.
Well, you might have spread it to like Australia and India and stuff. That's all I'm saying. So that's good.
This is true.
You know, this is something
And it
that's kind
really
of an
is-
American sport. Really is what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And it's really a lot of fun. The only thing that I don't know about these particular boards is I know some cornhole boards, they have a retractable stand that you can, pull out, and then that creates your incline.
Oh.
Some of them have handles. Some of them have straps that you for like carrying. Some of them you can actually put the boards together and it creates like a case. And then you can put your cornhole bags on the inside. So I'm not exactly sure. These are, I know, quote unquote, tournament size cornhole boards, because there are different sizes. So you can get compact boards and that type of thing for like smaller campsites and whatnot. But this is like I guess you could say, regulation size cornhole boards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, cute Eye of the Tiger where you're training for the cornhole professional league,
right? Exactly. You don't want to like tear your MCL on your shoulder or anything like that.
No.
But
No.
but you do want to give them a little bit of time if you're going to be ordering these, because it does take about 1 to 2 weeks to ship them out to you, and there is an $85 shipping charge. So.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, it's heavy, so you have to look at it from that way, and it's going to be an oversized item, but it ships anywhere in the U.S. So currently, there is no international shipping. So even if all of our cornhole talk like totally influenced you to try to want to buy these, you can't ship them out of the U.S. So there is that, and I'm sorry if I got your hopes up, Scoundrels, but I might have just dashed them with that, but it's still fun to check out nonetheless. But
I mean, American
so,
football's going overseas, so maybe cornhole.
This is
will,
true.
too.
This is true. And maybe at some point, there you have it. So yeah, with that, there's also, as far as different tailgating and things are concerned, it's always nice to have some portable picnic tables, portable chairs that you can take around. And so I found some fun stuff at Bed Bath & Beyond, of all places. So they have and these are made by Picnic Time, which you can actually go directly to the Picnic Time website to order these as well. But there's a Picnic Time Star Wars R2-D2 folding table with seats. So it's like an all-in-one kind of thing. It folds into its neat little case for carrying, and then it folds completely out for basically a small little 4-seater type table. And it has collapsible legs so it's seating for 4. And it actually holds, it says, as far as like the weight capacity goes, it can hold up to 250 pounds per seat. So, times 4, you're talking over 1,000 pounds here, of weight that you can put onto this thing without it falling apart, which I thought that was actually pretty impressive.
So I'm basically going to have to buy 2, one for me and one for everybody else. Is that what's happening?
So you can kind of straddle the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be a little bit uncomfortable looking at the picture here, though.
Well, I have a really dense core. So
good to know.
Yeah, I used to eat rocks and metal as a kid. I don't know. That's a weird thing.
Yeah, those kind of cravings sort of thing.
Mama Texas thought it was just a phase, but
I'm having a hard time judging the dimensions of this thing from the picture. I can't. Well, it's very cool looking. There's I'm looking at these R2-D2 version of this table here, and they give the dimensions there unfolded in inches. I'm just not sure how easy it is to how comfortable 4 people would be at that table.
I know.
Like you're going to be pushing up on your legs the entire time, sitting on the chair or something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I know. I get the same feeling when I look at this, but I guess it's hard to kind of see from like a perspective, to put it into perspective, because the way that they picture it is just on a white background. So it would have been nice if they would have actually shown people sitting in it.
Yeah.
Like real people that were actually utilizing it. But it says that it's almost 34 inches long. Whoa. 53 inches wide. So the seating itself is 53 inches. So, we're talking about, a little over 4 feet wide. and then it's 26 and a quarter inches high. So the benches, that's like what it says unfolded.
So
okay, that's the bench height, the
Yeah.
26 and a quarter inches. Okay, well that's a little bit better. Like I said, I wasn't making any sense of the dimensions compared to the picture, and but it's very cool. It'd be fun to have. Again, if you're going out tailgating, and it's be something to easily fold up and throw in the back of a truck or a car or whatever, and then you can party a little bit before your game, Star Wars style.
Yeah. So Dennis and Jay, recently I was on Fantha Down Under. Okay. And we realized quickly that what we call pickup trucks is not the same thing that Australians call pickup trucks. They call them Mad Max death machines. So
that's like the utilized term normally.
Yes, pretty much every day. In fact, there's an overturned Mad Max death machine, and so why don't you all explain what tailgating is? Because I feel, again, this is kind of an American terminology, yet others around the world would understand what we're doing because they do it too, just under different names.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's MMDM. Is that what they call it for short? Mad Max, you get it. So, so basically your Mad Max death machine or your pickup truck or the like, you have your back tailgate that comes off of the bed of your truck.
Yes.
And so it's just one of those things that originated with that, where you would load up all of your gear, you would load up all of your coolers and your charcoal grill and whatever, your boom box, and you would go out to the parking lot before the games in the stadium or wherever, and you would open up the tailgate, and basically everybody, it's a big kind of
party,
sharing and caring kind of party. And what's interesting though is I know tailgating has a different flavor depending on where you go. Like if you go to the Ohio State Buckeyes Horseshoe as opposed to possibly another college, and I've just been told this actually just recently by a friend of mine, there's actually a different atmosphere when you go to different colleges, or if you go to like a pro game. So if you go to like the Dog Pound and you go up to Cleveland Stadium versus if you go to perhaps Dallas. So it's a very cultural thing, and I think that each city, each arena, each setting kind of has their own like I said, kind of flavor to the way that they tailgate. But I mean, tailgating doesn't have to happen with a truck anymore. You open up the back of your minivan. You open up the back of your SUV. You open up the back of your Hyundai Veloster. It doesn't matter.
Whoa.
Just open up your car.
I wish I had a Hyundai
heck, you can even
Veloster.
They're pretty cool little cars, let me just say.
Well, you don't even need a vehicle to tailgate anymore.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just a pregame
communal event.
Yeah, it's not even a celebration. I hesitate to use the word party because that I think connotates certain things, but it really is just an opportunity to hang out. Some people cook food, some people bring portable grills if it's allowed. It's really big around football. Other sports have it to a degree, but especially here in the southern part of the United States, a lot of stadiums, the professional stadiums, have kind of cracked down on it. The cities have cracked down on people bringing their grills downtown. Mm-hmm. But if your college environments is where you see it even more frequently, and some campuses will actually have reserved tailgating spaces where you can bring your stuff. And there's people who are famous for their routines for tailgating. The degree to which they'll grill and set up tables and make food available to the masses. Sometimes for profit, sometimes not. But it can be quite an event. And I guess the other thing I'd point out is that with the proliferation of Star Wars nights at Little League games, and it's kind of infiltrated the major leagues and the NFL, and not the NFL so much, but a lot of the major sports now have these Star Wars nights. This would be something ideal to take and have for one of those type of events.
Right.
One other thing I did want to mention about these tables is what's kind of cool about them is that they also have a hole in the center to accommodate a 1.25 inch diameter sized beach umbrella, which is sold separately. So, I mean, you could really put, you know, as far as like sunshade or rain or whatever, you could really go with that. And they also have a Death Star picnic table. So there's a couple different designs available, but they also have, it's the Picnic Time canvas adjustable chair. So like a stadium chair. Stadium chairs I know are really big around here, especially even for high school games, because like for me, you know, I'm getting old. I can't sit in those stadium chairs.
Oh,
There's like
shut
bleacher seats anymore.
You look.
No one can sit in those for long.
I
Yeah,
saw
but
your
what?
18-year-old picture, and you look the same today.
Oh,
I'm just
well,
saying.
God love you. Like I said, I've gotten in with mother towels, and it's that
Good
nice
gosh.
magic. But anyways, so, but thank you. But yeah, this one's actually padded, and it has nice cushions to it, and it's got like the Darth Vader on the back of it. So, I mean, it's not team specific, but it's just something that you can take to, you know, any kind of game. It also has straps like a backpack. So you can fold it up and then you can take it, you know, basically anywhere you want to take it. So, and that's a Bed Bath & Beyond as well, but made by Picnic Time. And that one is $80. So they have a couple, not too bad, especially if it's something you're going to use a lot. Then there's also, this is a really fun one. It's a cooler backpack. So again, you know, you're talking about taking your sodas, your any kind of beverages,
Paps.
and Paps. And it's got, it's fully insulated, water resistant interior, and it can accommodate up to 20 soda cans.
Wow.
I say soda cans, but it's actually pretty cool. That one's only $40. And it also has an attachment harness to secure it onto a golf cart.
Whoa.
So you can take this on the golf course too, which is really cool. And it has its own backpack straps, which are of course adjustable. And it has a couple of zippered pockets, but that one's an R2D2 one. It looks basically just like a school backpack. So it's kind of more compact. And then they also have one that they call it a Metro basket, which is a cooler/tote. So it looks like a hybrid between like a tote bag and a cooler. And it has this kind of like drawstring canvas thing that you can pull up like the liner and you can put stuff in it. And then it's made out of aluminum and it has these folding handles that come up almost like a picnic basket is what it reminds me of. And then it has a Velcro strap that you can attach around both of the handles. So it keeps the handles together. And then it gives you that cushion so that it's a comfortable carry. And it's fully collapsible too, which is really cool. So this one is actually a $50 price tag. And it has up to, I was trying to see what the capacity was on this one. And I thought I put it on here, but I guess I did not. It just says it's lightweight, fully collapsible. Goodness gracious, I'm falling over my words here. And it has, it just says a durable polyester canvas on a sturdy aluminum frame, water resistant interior liner, and an expandable drawstring top. And this one's got it's black and it has a stormtrooper, kind of a more of like a art neo sort of depiction. But I apologize. I need to find out a little bit more on this one, but it looks pretty big overall.
Yeah, it is pretty big. The one thing I would caution is that it's tempting to load something up with 20 cans and a whole lot of ice, but that is actually a little heavier than you think.
Oh yeah.
So just you don't. If you're going back to the tailgate concept here, if you're going to take this for something like that, you don't have to keep your drinks frozen. So I would be not as generous with the ice as you might think, because this bag looks pretty well insulated. So once you get it cooled down, you should be okay. But that would be, again, sticking with the theme. If you're going to kind of have a Star Wars outing ahead of your favorite sporting event, you get those cornhole tables, the picnic tables, and these bags. One of these two, then you're set.
Yeah, no doubt. And then you've got your can openers from Fanatics, and you've got your tumblers and your T-shirts and your snapback hats and your banners, and heck, you are set, Scoundrels. I'm telling you what. You look no further than our show notes.
Now
and start stocking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Browns fans are a lot like farmers, I always say. There's always next season. So, you know, and we are both around here, so
Awesome.
we have that mentality. I'm telling you what.
Wow.
Oh goodness. So hopefully you all found some interesting items to look up, and you know, it's not too early to start thinking about Christmas. I mean, I know we haven't even gotten through Halloween yet, and trust me, I am the kind of person that I do not even think about Christmas really, like seriously, until at least after Halloween. I don't listen to Christmas music until at least after Thanksgiving. I'm very, very, very firm about that kind of stuff. But gift giving can go all year round. And it's never too early to start stocking up, because sometimes it can get expensive if you wait till the last second.
I think
Ain't that the
Dennis
truth?
hears what you're hinting at, Jay. Wink, wink.
So, you know, holidays of any kind, not just Christmas, of course, but, you know, all of your holidays that are coming up, birthdays, no matter what it is, you know, whatever holidays you happen to celebrate.
St. Michaelmas?
No matter what. Yeah. St. Krampus Day. I think that's the thing. I don't know. So there you have it. But of course, we have to give our Wizard Award out. And the Wizard Award is very coveted. It is actually just simply an honorific, but it's a very special honorific that I choose to give to a product, person, or entity that I just feel deserves a little extra attention. And this month I've chosen a company that I've spoken of a couple of times before, and this one is going to State Bags. And the reason that I chose State Bags was because of the fact that I had reached out to them and asked them to send me out a couple of backpacks, but this time with a twist. As many of you may know, I do write fashion reviews for Coffee with Kenobi in my Core Worlds Couture fashion review column, and I do get a lot of sponsorships, and I'm very grateful for that. But I decided with this one, you know what? I want to give these away, because State Bags philanthropy, I mean, their whole mission is to provide school supplies to children in need. So I thought, why not pay it forward? So I reached out to them and I told them, I said, hey, I'm a teacher. I actually advise a club called Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America at the high school where I teach, which is basically a community service leadership-based club. And I said, you know, as one of our community service projects, I would love to be able to give a few of these bags away to kids in our area that might be in need of school supplies. So they were generous enough to send me 2 backpacks and a really nice pencil case. So if you go to their website, the 2 backpacks that they sent me were the Kane Darth Vader and the Kane Leia, which retail for around $100 a piece. And they sent me the Clinton C-3PO pencil case, which retails for around $30. And I then reached out to the teachers in our district and I said, hey, I have these bags. We want to do this community service project. Send me some names of some kiddos that you think would be in need of school supplies, and we want to give these away. So actually, at the time of this recording, tomorrow, which would be after, you know, this is going to come out after we do our drawing. But yeah, so we will be drawing names tomorrow. I got a great response from all of our elementary school teachers in our district.
Oh, good.
And so we're going to be drawing 1 boy, 1 girl, and then we're going to throw all the names in and then draw for the pencil case. And the kids are bringing in supplies to stuff the backpacks with. So everything from regular school supplies to anything Star Wars themed. So they're bringing in things like young readers and Star Wars coloring books, crayons, fruit snacks, you know, you name it, anything that they're getting their hands on, they're bringing to me, and we are stuffing these bags full, and then we're giving them away. So it's just a great way to get and give. And I think that State Bags has made that happen. So you talk about the ripple effect with the things that we can do, Scoundrels. It's always a good thing to reach out and get, but it's even better to give. So thanks to State Bags for their generosity, and they are this month's Wizard Award.
Wonderful.
So there you have it. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you guys have anything to add or any questions about the products this month or anything you want to say?
No, I like the theme this month. It was fun to do some sports related topics. You know, I think oftentimes in the community that people try and draw a distinction between sports fans and Star Wars fans, and quite honestly, I think there's a far bigger overlap than many people realize. So this was a great way to illustrate that.
Well said. Yeah, and it's so true too. And you said it well when you talked about, all the different Star Wars nights that are going on at different venues. And it really does. I mean, and it's a family thing because, Star Wars is a generational thing. So people that grew up on Star Wars are now fans of sports and they have kids. And so why not, kind of capitalize on both of those, like you said, that overlap that's there.
Well, why don't we go ahead and then wrap this up, and everyone want to share their social media and what else they got going on the internet this week.
Absolutely. So of course, as you already know, you can find me always here on Starships, Sabers, and Scoundrels and at Coffee with Kenobi in my Core Worlds Couture column. So look for me there. And Dennis, how about you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at DJKVER2. I've got my comic reviews on RetroZap.com. Of course, you can always find me here. And each month I am on Jedi Journals with Jay Shepard talking one of the recent trade paperbacks devoted to one volume of or story arc from one of the comics. And Taxis?
Oh, I'm out there somewhere. Okay, I'll be more specific than that. Okay. I'm also over on the Geek Supreme, and we're still on our break. We've had some minor technical difficulties, and believe it or not, they don't involve me. Okay, Scoundrels. So stop casting those blaming fingers at me and imagining things. That's all.
All right.
I love you, people out there.
Well, then, Scoundrels, thanks so much for turning into this special edition devoted to That's So Wizard. We'll be doing this on a monthly basis going forward. If you want to find the show on social media, we are SQPod on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/SQPod. You can email us at sqpod@retrozap.com. Of course, we are part of the RetroZap.com podcast network. We have a little over a dozen shows right now with plenty of Star Wars covered there, video games with the Ardcast, movies and generals with the Deucecast movie show, and plenty of other great content from our various writers on RetroZap.com. And again, that's going to do it for the Scoundrels Special Edition. We'll talk to you soon with another regular edition of the show. Until then, may the Force be with you.
And go Bantha boys.